On the 11th of August, Anthropic's Claude officially announced that they are going to put hidden watermarks on every AI-generated text and file. This has caused a massive commotion amongst Claude users, as this came as shocking news to them. And the internet community is confused about what exactly Claude would claim as its own content and whatnot. Because if you wrote an entire report by yourself and just fed it to Claude for fixing the grammar, Claude would still put its own watermark into it, which people think is wrong. At the same time, Claude's policy doesn't claim that the watermark certainly means the originality of the piece is from Claude only. So what is all this confusion? How does it matter to you even if you don't use Claude? Is it even right what Claude and the other big AI entities have started doing by adding watermarks? How is it different from SynthID? And what does the future look like for us with this? Let's break down each of them in this video. Before we start, I just want to quickly tell you that no matter what happens, AI is going nowhere. And if you are a working professional and you want to make the best use of AI and automation at your work, do check out this AI native professional course of ours, which gives you 6 weeks of mentors guided learning. More on this at the end of the video. It's a fine day at your office, and your boss has asked you to draft a mail to your team about the recent project update.
Hey Mike, can you please share the analytics report with the team? Sure.
You are confident about writing the content of the mail, but you are afraid there might be some grammatical errors, punctuation missing, improper structuring, and whatnot. And you wished there was a tool which understood what you were thinking and rewrote your mail in a perfectly clean, polished, and professional manner. That dream came true in November 2022, when OpenAI released ChatGPT to the public, and we all agree on this. We have never looked back. Within just 2 months, it had crossed 100 million users, the fastest any consumer application had grown at that point. And we have not just become avid users of these LLM tools. In fact, we are now highly reliant on them for some of our most basic work. The AI companies wanted exactly the same thing, and they took their sweet time for this technology to penetrate our lives, so that we adopt it the same way we did with Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. But with this ever-growing adoption came scrutiny and governance, and with pressure from multiple governments, these companies have started implementing guardrails on all their tools. And this is just the beginning of it. So let us first understand what Anthropic has actually done, because 2 different things are happening here and most people are mixing them up. The first is for text. Anthropic embeds what they call an imperceptible watermark, which simply means you cannot see it. It does not sit on the file like a tag. It sits inside the choice of words itself, and that is why it survives copy and paste. The second is for files. When Claude generates an image, it attaches a small digitally signed record of where that file came from using an open standard called C2PA. And this covers everything: the API, Claude Code, Claude Cowork, Claude Tag, and even Claude running on Amazon, Google, and Microsoft's clouds. Now, why August because of a law? Article 50 of the European Union's AI Act came into force on the 2nd of August, and it requires AI-generated content to carry a marking that a machine can detect. The penalty goes up to 15 million euros, or 3% of worldwide turnover. Anthropic could have applied this only in Europe. It chose to apply it worldwide. But there is one single word in Anthropic's own help page, which is the real reason behind this entire confusion. This is the line, straight from their public documentation. A detected mark provides a signal that content was processed by Claude, but is not fully conclusive. Processed, not written. Processed. So the mark is not only for text Claude wrote for you, it is for any text that has passed through Claude, which is exactly the situation we opened this video with. You write the mail yourself, every sentence is yours, you paste it in just to fix the grammar, and what comes back is carrying a machine-readable mark. Think of it like a fingerprint on a glass. A fingerprint proves you held the glass. It does not prove the glass belongs to you, and it certainly does not prove you made it. That is all this mark does. It records contact, not ownership. And here is what the other side of the argument misses. It does not work in reverse either. If a text has no mark, that proves nothing. Older models never had it. Editing removes it, and a screenshot destroys it completely. So naturally, the reaction was loud. And here's the interesting part. The loudest complaints did not come from students trying to get away with an essay. They came from lawyers, professors, and researchers. Forbes quoted a radio host, Eric Erickson, who wrote this: "I had ditched Grammarly for Claude for proofreading because it does a better job. But now the stuff I've written will be watermarked that Claude did the work. This is ridiculous." But that was not the majority opinion. TechCrunch reported most commenters were actually in favor, and one of the top replies was blunt: "The only reason you would not want this is if you want to mislead people about your own work." Now hold this argument in your mind, because there is a study which shows this same mark can point a finger at writing where no AI was involved at all. And this matters to you even if you have never opened Claude. Because it is not a Claude decision, it is a legal requirement, and close to 200 companies have already signed the European Commission's Code of Practice. And once detection becomes public, it is not you running it. It is your university, your employer, or your client running it on your work. Most people assume this watermark means hidden characters, secret symbols placed between the letters. It is nothing like that. Nothing is added to your text at all. Here is the actual trick. Every time a model writes a word, it is choosing from a group of words that would all be correct. Big, large, considerable, substantial, any of them fit. It picks one based on probability, and the watermark quietly interferes with that choice. Google published this method in the journal Nature in 2024, and they call it tournament sampling. Candidate words go into small knockout rounds, and a secret key decides which one wins. The sentence still reads naturally, but across a few hundred words, the pattern of winners becomes a signal, meaningless to you, perfectly readable to whoever holds that key. Now, the study I promised you. Researchers testing Google's system mixed a small amount of watermark text into a much larger amount of ordinary human writing, roughly 10 to 1. The false positive rate climbed to 53%. More than half the time, it was flagging writing that carried no watermark at all, and it fails in the opposite direction too. 3 weeks before Anthropic's announcement, 2 researchers, Saifur Rahman Tamim and Amir Labib Khan, tested whether these watermarks would hold up as evidence in court. They took 3 systems and did the laziest thing possible. Say, they asked a different AI to reword the text. Every mark their detector had found simply vanished. And even before that, on clean, untouched AI output, the detectors were missing the mark 70 to 83% of the time. But there is something even more fundamental than a failed test. In 2024, a team including researchers at Harvard published a paper called Watermarks in the Sand. They were not running experiments. They were writing a mathematical proof. And the argument is beautifully simple. Suppose you can judge whether writing is still good, and suppose you can make small changes to it. Then you just keep going. Change a word, check it still reads well, change another. Do this enough times, and the watermark washes out completely, while the writing stays perfectly good. And it holds even when the attacker has no idea what the secret key is, which is exactly why OpenAI never released theirs. According to Wall Street Journal reporting, they built one they rated 99.9% reliable, then spent a year deciding not to ship it, because rewording defeated it, and because they worried it would unfairly flag people who are not native English speakers, which, if you notice, is exactly Eric Erickson's complaint, spotted 2 years before it happened.
We pioneered SynthID, which embeds invisible watermarks into generated media.
So how is this different from SynthID? Mostly in what has been handed to the public. SynthID is Google's system, and it covers text, images, audio, and video. Google published the method and open-sourced the text watermarking code, so anybody can run the detector and researchers can test it independently. That is how we have all these numbers. Anthropic has not released a detector yet. The documentation says details are coming. So right now, every Claude output is being marked, and nobody outside Anthropic can actually read those marks. So what does the future look like? Claude models already in the market have until the 2nd of December to comply, the detection tools will arrive, and more companies will follow, because the law is the same for all of them. But the bigger shift is this. For 3 years, the question was, can I detect whether AI wrote this? Going by the research, that question is becoming unanswerable. What is being built instead is provenance, a record of where content came from. Because when anything can be generated, proving something is genuine matters more than catching something fake. So what do you actually do? If you use Claude on your own writing, know the mark travels with it, and know what Anthropic itself says it means. Processed, not authored. Because that is all it is. A fingerprint on a glass. It tells you somebody was there. It does not tell you whose glass it is. And like I said at the beginning, whatever happens with watermarks and regulations, AI is going nowhere. It is only going to get more governed from here, which means the people who do well from here are the ones who actually know how to work with these tools and not just chat with them. And that is exactly why we built our AI Native Professional course. It's a live 6-week interactive course where expert mentors give you tailored guidance to master these tools and build custom automations without needing to write a single line of code. You get the exact blueprints to automate your routine tasks so you can reclaim 10+ hours a week. The link is down in the description and pinned comment, so definitely check it out. And if you liked this video, do check out the other videos on our channel and hit that subscribe button.